запускаю людей.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have started. I guess we will meet everyone here now online on YouTube and on Zoom. And I'm very glad to see all of you joining. I will say a few words about what's going on and what will be going on today during this hour. And my name is Serena, and I'm here a host of Yes She Can initiative. We're speaking about different four key spheres in female empowerment in tech. And last month, we were speaking about career issues. This month, we're speaking about product management. The next will be about communications, external communications. And the fourth one in August will be about team and team management, so internal communications. So today is our, as we call it, online meetup for senior ladies, or better be for experienced ladies, because we are now having a great expert in how to manage people in product management and how to manage processes and so on. So we're not focusing today on something initially that is initially in the business processes or in the companies, but however, focusing on how to build probably some specific teams and specific departments and specific functions of product management. And I'm glad to introduce you to Ksenia Sternina, that is a partner in consulting company UXSSR, and also a head of UX research in Arrival in London. I guess you are located in London, right, Ksenia? And
yeah,
I'm asking you
right.
to get some introduction. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very glad that you are here, and thank you very much for participating, because I guess we will have a very hot discussion today. And second, I think that it's not so usual when you see a person introducing herself or himself as double position person. So could you please tell us, how was your career track going, and how did you get where you got?
Yeah, thanks, Serena. Thank you, ladies, for joining, for coming. I would be happy to have this really interesting conversation with you. So first of all, I have kind of 15 years of experience in user experience sphere. I started with my own agency, then together both with my partner, we joined Google. And after kind of 2 years at Google, I started my career at mail.ru group. That was one of the first companies and UX laboratories which I built. And right now I'm based in London and heading, to be honest, two positions right now. I'm heading UX research at Arrival, and kind of 5 months ago, I started to be a business owner, and now I'm leading one of the business directions. And yes, also I'm a partner in a consultancy firm, which I created together with my partner kind of 4 years ago. How I did it, to be honest, nothing special. Everyone has a hobby, watching movies, series, I don't know, go for a walk, dancing, whatever. Business is my hobby. That's kind of the answer, because I can spend doing things like that kind of all the time, 100%
Yeah,
of my time.
how did you manage to find this this drive towards business and towards product management and towards UX research? Come on, you were like the first one to build up the department in mail.ru of that direction. How did you get up to that mindset, probably?
Yeah, so I started with the business. So I started 15 years ago when even the term user experience haven't exist yet. So we only got usability, and we had only kind of 10 people that were interested in this term. And we organized conferences and trying to kind of share methodologies and teach businesses. So that's where I started. So kind of this business mindset, it was right from the beginning, but at the same time, I realized that time it's so complicated. So I'd better prefer to switch to the corporation like Google. And that was really great movement to me because they were really experienced in UX. So I spent 2 years learning everything, methodologies, how it works, how to manage people in UX, and in general, what it means, great culture inside the company, what it means having values of the product of the company. And kind of staying 2 years at Google, I was always thinking about my country. I don't have clear explanation why, but I really do love Russia. And I decided that I can't leave Russia without that knowledge. So I rejected the offer to move to the Zurich and decided to stay in Moscow and joined mail.ru. I think they invited me without really understanding why. So I assumed they just seen Google and they were interested. And after that, I needed to prove why I'm here and what I'm gonna do. And this is exactly where I started. I started to figure out how I can be helpful. They didn't kind of create any tasks to me, any achievements, KPI, whatever. And I was interested in finding it myself. So where I started, so and it's really interesting experience. So probably you can start the same if you want to kind of create something, kind of the team, the department, or whatever. So I started to figure out, okay, this is the business. Business is thinking about metrics and money. So what can I do for customers? Because user experience, it's about customers, about users, about bringing value to them, making them happier. And how can I bring value to the business? So I started to practice projects where I calculate return on investment. It was really complicated because you need to stop all the other activities like PR, like marketing, in order to calculate clearly how the UX research and UX design could influence metrics and money. If you want to stop it, then you can always say that it was kind of TV ads or whatever that influenced the kind of result. So first of all, I needed to find the team that would be really interested in it. So I started to sell this idea that let's do this, kind of having lunch together with people describing how good it is. And when I found these champions who were ready to participate in this experiment, we ran first studies, understood the kind of user problems, and then created prototype, then testing several times in order to polish all the interactions. And after that, we implemented new versions and compared before and after. And that's what the first project where we found out that we increased some really important metrics kind of 10 times or something like that. And we even started to earn money on it immediately. And after that, I created kind of case study from this and started to share it with the company. And after that, some other teams said, like, we're ready to try it, let's do this. And we did some other projects for different other teams inside the mail group. And it turns out that we can improve product metrics, we can earn money. And I have right now several case studies. It's at least 2 times more kind of money, or two times better metrics than before, at least. Kind of the most great achievement was kind of 10 times. And after several projects like that, people started to share that themselves, because it was like magic. You just spend kind of 3 weeks or a month or something like that on the project, and then you started to earn more. And guys whose kind of KPIs were linked with the money or metrics, they were like, okay, it's magic, let's use this. And after that, first time we name me and the kind of overall idea like UX laboratory. And it was the first time when I had the room. This was the room where kind of cleaning lady stored all the things that she needs. I don't know where they kind of put all the things, but it started to be my first laboratory. Really, really small space without windows or whatever. But overall, the result of this was like a place with the name UX Lab. And that was kind of huge milestone. And after that, people started to be interested in it and come to this laboratory. It was like an agency inside the company, works based on the requests.
That's very interesting because, well, how can I sum up it all? So first you need to find this one early adopter inside your team, right? To make him or her implement the ideas and on like pure testing like of this function. And probably this wasn't some kind of key activity of mail data review, right? Like something small
and side activity, right?
Yeah, insignificant. Well, and then the significant players and dinosaurs, so to call, right, will come to you. But I guess that this was like the main moment of achievement when you got this plate on your door saying that it's the whole laboratory. It's not just something that sometimes right now people are doing UX labs or in general innovation labs or so on, just from the above up to below. And this was completely grassroots. Probably I would even ask you more about like, what do you suggest if a person, for example, inside the company understands that he or she wants to launch such lab, not maybe UX research, but in general, something inside the product, right? And something new, something that hasn't been done before. What do you suggest to do? Like maybe some algorithms, maybe some tips and tricks that you haven't mentioned on your case? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. So it depends on the type of the business. Is it kind of traditional business that focusing on earning money right now? Or this is a kind of venture business like startup?
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting question. And if you can like divide your thoughts, it would be great.
Yeah, sure. So the difference is that the mindset of top management is completely different. So if you are in a traditional company, then you have to focus on specific product metrics and money. So if you can link all your achievements, kind of future achievements, to money, then you kind of earn all the resources you need. But if you inside the venture business, inside the startup, their mindset completely different. They're not focusing on money at all. They don't want to earn money. They want to grow their audience as quicker as they can. So that here you have to show that improving UX, you change the metric of user happiness so that they will stay with the product. They will talk to others about this product so that you can grow your audience. So the level of communication is different. Anyway, so kind of improving the user experience for customers, it influences both, but it depends on how you communicate that. It depends on the business you are working on. So if you can show and you can link to those metrics that are really important for a specific business, then you have resources. Because the thing is that when you started to show the result, then you need to grow resources really quickly, just because other team members can understand that they need it too. And you face with the situation that you can't cope with that kind of really, it could be in a couple of months or something like that. So you have to be ready to hire more people, to organize all the processes differently, rather than you just one person who works, to the person who just kind of understand all the environments and needs of the team and not react to the requests from product manager, from kind of business owner, CPO, whoever, but be this proactive leader, kind of understanding based on the observation of the business metrics, based on the kind of studies you provided previously, be proactive to say, guys, we need to do this kind of right now, because it's going to be too late if we pause it.
Yeah, and I think that one of the main challenges right now, I mean like maybe traditional more businesses, but in general big corporations, is that each department sees one another as sort of an enemy or a competitor. I mean, like for example, product owners probably see UX researchers as just a challenge, on the way, like, okay, we need to do that, and then we can do any features that we want or something like that. And I guess you also saw these in your cases and in your situations. How did you cope with that? And you started by saying that you started to state it as like a common goal, like push it up to the common reasons. Probably you have some tips and tricks, like on maybe to do some coffee breaks or meetings together, war rooms.
Yeah. It's a really, really good question, because I observe an example from one of the telecom companies in Russia when they set up the process with the UX lab, when they have to test all the projects, all the product they are doing, and without the sign off from this UX lab, the product just can't move forward. And after they created that, they really made UX lab as enemies, because they was the wall between kind of products and audience. That wouldn't work ever, really. So there is no collaboration here. It's a wall. So how I'm kind of coping with that? My idea is that the only way we can achieve great result is to build true collaboration with different departments, because we have to be like inside the company, like one organism, and one different organs have to work collectively together, be collaborative, and that's how we can move. If not, then we can't move really. And concerning this kind of collaborative relationships, I'm thinking about this in terms of how we think about our users. So we are trying to understand their needs, their pain points, their tasks, their problems, their desires, their goals. And after that, accumulate this and create some solution that helps them to achieve their kind of goals. And that's how I do the same with colleagues, different departments, specific people, trying to understand their needs, their pain point, their kind of problems. I'm trying to accumulate this and then find the solution of how we can work together in order to achieve company results, and including their kind of personal maybe needs, like for example cover OKRs, KPIs or something like that, including things like that. And when we find this solution, sometimes it isn't easy, because right now I'm based in automotive company. It's not the same as IT companies. IT companies are really kind of soft and gentle. I mean, the overall culture and people, they're really soft, but in automotive, they're all kind of bold, assertive, and they all the time have their really strong opinion. And you can't be the same as in IT companies, just be nice and trying to find new ways. No, it's not gonna work. But if you understand them, why they're acting like that and what's behind that, then you find the solution. I can share one of the example. We had pretty kind of tough relationship with sales, because we are doing electric vehicles for corporates. And previously, before us, kind of sales guys were the kind of first and just one contact of the between company and customers. There was face of the company. And now we have researchers who want to talk to customers, and they wanted to stop this, just because, guys, you are asking stupid questions and you show that we know nothing. Why do you need to ask so stupid questions? We know everything. Just ask us. We'll share with you everything. And it was really kind of challenging task to build these relationships in order to achieve good results. But we managed to do this. So first of all, trying to understand where their pain points are. And I find out that their pain points was to clearly understand when exactly and what kind of product would be ready and kind of in what condition, because they're promised to customers something, so they need the promises to be real. And I proved that if we will collaborate, then we help them to achieve this. And from another perspective, when they shared that they know everything, I needed to create like a mock-up interview, like they are customers, and one of the UX researchers started to interview them to go deeper and deeper and deeper and find questions where they have unknowns, where they really don't know an answer. That was really funny. Yeah, but we found this, and after that we kind of built really kind of close and good relationships, and now we really collaborative.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point that you've mentioned, because usually we are speaking about UX research together with product. And we are almost never saying that UX research is actually a big pain in the ass sometimes for sales teams who are actually trying to generate revenue. Come on, people, and you're just coming in here with like 50K questions and so on your list, and what are you doing? Nothing, and you're just asking, taking someone's time. So yeah, I guess this is one of the insights from your side, actually, like how to implement, right, and how not to make enemies out of the salespeople that can do the blah 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 for like forever almost. Probably you have some of the tools that you use, like, I mean, UX research, you use the interviews and you use the some specific CRMs or in general software, something, maybe some tools that you are taking with you throughout all your career, like from the company to the company, and a fan of something that you can recommend to us. Probably there are girls who are here, and I can see some of them are product managers, and that could be a very practical point to use in order to develop UX research.
Yeah, sure. Let's divide this question into pieces: methodologies and really kind of tools that can help to kind of increase efficiency. So in terms of methodology, it's obvious that two methods like interview and UX testing is the most common. And if you need to choose what methods to kind of implement, use those methods, and even if you want to go deeper, then use others. And in terms of tools, if you are starting, you don't need anything except your kind of brain, Google spreadsheet, and camera and microphone. That's enough to prove efficiency. But later on, pretty soon, I would advise to use agency or internal database of the customers, because it takes kind of half of working day to find participants. So if you kind of find the way how to kind of make it kind of quicker, then you find more time in specifically doing research and providing insight to the team. So that would be kind of second advice. And other kind of tools, CRMs, etc. You know, there are different tools, but it's not. Sometimes it's useless to advise any, because it depends on the specific company, industries, and tools you are using inside the company. So if all the team, for example, all the company use Notion, then it's better to use Notion too. If all the company use Jira, so it's better to use Wiki and Confluence in order to stay together with your team.
Okay, but as from on another side, right, of the table, so from the agency side, you need to know everything, all the tools that there are in the market, or if you, for example, is a newcomer completely in this department and in the function, what do you personally probably use and say to the company, okay, let's try with that tool, or let's try to do all the tasks for this function at, I don't know, Jira, Confluence, or whatsoever? Do you have a personal favorite tool, or there is a set of different ones?
So I tried almost everything, even kind of different databases to store research results. I can't say that there is a kind of perfect tool. There are some kind of pluses and minuses everywhere. So I would advise to stay closer to the team, and not to kind of try to find different tools right from the beginning, just to be focused. But what can I say? What would be really efficient is to make kind of research insights like daily routines for the team. What I mean here is that if your team use kind of messenger like Slack or maybe Telegram or whatever, it would be great idea to share with them in specific time, for example, 2 times per week or every day, just maybe small portion of insights. It's better to provide it together with some picture, maybe kind of customers' behavior, interfaces, whatever. It's okay this not to be final and not to have kind of presentation or something like that. It's okay to have just several points and picture, so that people understand that, okay, right now we have this practice and they will wait from you some more insights, and it would be like new neural network in their head, so they understand when they have kind of questions about customers, they'll remind that, okay, we have this person and it's better to contact this person about this. So that works really great.
I guess you have like these your own memes inside the team, you know, on customer behavior. Sometimes, probably, I guess humor is the best way to build up the team's communications. But anyway, we have a question in our chat, and actually, I forgot. I'm sorry to say about that to all to all the people who are listening to us. I'm sorry, to ask questions in the chat box, and we will for sure announce it in here. So there is a question. Ksenia, have you ever faced a negative reaction from the customers during interviews? Are there any hacks on how to master it? So we move from the team point up to the user point.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course, there are many negative reactions could be. I can share several. Sometimes we can have people whose overall behavior, we can name it as a negative. For example, we had drunk participants, or really danger participants who can say kind of, I'll find you, I'll trace you, and I'll find your home address or something like that. So for that types of situation, it's better when you if you stay in the company, so it's better to practically talk to guys who's responsible for overall safety, to say that we have external people, kind of, for example, 4 people every day, and let's develop the process. If we have negative situation like that, what should we do? And we had that kind of things at Mail RU group, and we've just created kind of short phone call, and guys from safety team, they just kind of come to laboratory and kind of help participant to follow the the door. This is kind of one of the examples of negative reaction. Another thing could be it's mostly the problem between different genders, when the moderator is mostly women and participants could be men, and they can starting the behavior like they're trying to build relationships right here, right now, on the record. It's it's really complicated because it influences overall kind of flow of the interview and switch attention from the product to the kind of conversation. Here, it's better to couple of times try to switch participants' attention to the product, saying like, we have right now kind of task, and we have kind of team who's watching, and let's focus on the kind of main goal, why we're here. And if it's not working, so it's better to let this person go, because it's just completely kind of inefficient, so you'll just lose your time. Another example of kind of negative reaction could be, I just don't like the product. And it's okay. This is why we're here. We're trying to understand real attitude and real behavior. But the main thing I can highlight here is that we have to differ behavior and attitude. So if person interact with the product and we see no problem at all, everything is polished well, and the person can achieve all the goals, but their attitude could be different, like, I don't like kind of blue color, I hate it, and I hate you and your company and your product, everything. We just have to divide it. So we can ask what's behind this attitude, but we have to, in the report, kind of point that everything is all right with interfaces, with the product, but we have kind of negative attitude because of this, and this, probably kind of past negative experience or something like that. For example, kind of someone stole the password and the company hasn't helped properly, something like that. Yeah. If I didn't cover all the negative reactions, please.
Yeah, just mark what you have. But I think that it was pretty much the overall summing up of all the reactions possible. So skepticism, dangerous reaction, like dangerous negative reaction, or absence, or whatsoever. So you're also evaluating all the points. But meanwhile, the girls will write that. I moved to the block of the questions on actually how is it to be a female UX researcher. What I mean is, okay, you've mentioned already, like once you are a specialist, I mean, asking questions and receiving the answers, you can already face some of the difficulties with opposite sex issues, right? But probably you also can name some of the peculiarities between male and female UX team players. Like probably you as a UX researcher yourself has noticed something different in between, right? And also question is in between the cultural differences. Since you know the Russian and the UK culture, there is also, I guess, the gap in between these working cultures.
Yeah, sure. So it's common to have female UX researchers. So I would say 10 years ago, most of the UX researchers was female. And right now, I would say the trend is that to have kind of 50-50. The difference between different gender, I can't say so. There is no difference in how people do the profession. In terms of cultural differences, I would say I can't say I can compare Russia and the UK, because right now in the company where I'm working, it's UK company, but we have in the team probably one person from the UK, but others from Japan, Pakistan, India, Poland, USA, kind of everywhere. So I can only compare kind of Russia and others, I would say, that based in the UK. And the difference is that in the UK and other countries, there are universities that teach you how to be UX researcher. But in Russia, we still don't have kind of proper university education, and we have only courses. That's why guys from the UK, they really know a lot about methodologies and specifics. But in Russia, we don't have kind of specific education, but everyone is so strive to learn. So that sometimes in Russia, we just invent new methods. And it's great. So it's kind of really curious minds. So I can't say that this difference plays negative role for Russians. No, I can't say that Russian UX researchers are worse than UK. Can't say so. And another thing that is important for, I would say, overall business, but also influence the UX research, is that here in the UK, companies and overall mindset of the employees, they're ready to think about the future. I mean, the future, not kind of tomorrow, next year, the future like in 10 years, in 50 years. So what we want to achieve in 50 years, for example, what we want to build. But in Russia, nobody tries to think in that concept, and we know why. We know the history. There were so many changes all the time, so it's really hard to create this strategy in kind of 50 years. You never know what we're gonna have tomorrow. But at the same time, without that, you can't really create something kind of great, something enormous, something really, really big. So I would say that Russians have to create those strategies. And okay, you can kind of check it every week or every day, maybe, to see if it's still valid. But without that, you can't achieve great results. You can only react to the reality, right? And you can't be proactive and achieve your dreams, what you want to build. That's,
yeah, I think that actually this motivation to contribute to the future, let's say it like that, is a huge thing that sometimes is left behind, or in general is left somewhere elsewhere outside the company, and that is it's not even a pain point, it's just an absent point. And well, unfortunately, these companies are not functioning as much as they can, I mean, as complete with a complete vision as they could. So let's go a little bit down, right? For example, like, what do you see probably in the between males and females in that career track? You said that most of the times, most of the cases, women are UX researchers and are in the UX research. Is it hard to be women in UX research? And I mean, talking with the product management guys, who are usually guys or usually men, or with tech specialists, or well, for marketing, I can't say, because I think it's rather diverse sphere. Like, maybe you have faced some of the interesting cases, or you have noticed something that could be useful for the girls who want to go there, who want to move their career path up more to that direction. Like, any suggestions on how to behave, how to prove that the point, that these should be done, and it's not just something, you know, that came up out of your head?
Yep. So it's not hard to be female UX researcher. It's pretty common thing. The only thing I observed, the difference is that it's like overall, it's not about UX researcher. Is that male UX researchers are more assertive in asking for salary increase and career increase, but ladies, they're mostly just waiting for managers are kind of noticed that they're great and doing it for them. So my advice here would be proactive and be assertive. But it's not about UX research. It's about like everything. But what I would advise to ladies who would like to join this profession is to have some courses to just understand what's going on with the industry, maybe just short education, kind of half a year or something like that. And after that, just join a company that have this kind of team and this expertise, and start your experience working closely together with the guys who can share expertise with you. It's the most, I would say, kind of fast track for your career, so you can learn from others who have this expertise, and yeah, you can kind of then jump from company to company to improve your kind of levels. But if you, for example, join the agency first, then you cover different industries. It's kind of better for the start. So if you start in one industry and stay there for several years, then it wouldn't be easy to switch the industry, because others would evaluate you like an expert in specific industry. But if you cover different industries, then it would be easier. For example, in my consulting firm, we take we invite people without practical experience, only theoretical experience, at least 2 people per month. So it's absolutely real.
So, but you as a boss, you can see, I mean, do you value the team members who are going to be assertive, who are standing for themselves no matter what, or you are also paying attention to the ones who are working hard, but they do not say anything, that they're just, you know, how you said, they're waiting? Do you pay attention, or it's just because of the time scarcity of resources and so on, it's hard to do that?
If I don't do that, I wouldn't share that, right? So I probably couldn't just understand this. Of course, I'm trying to value everyone and pay attention to everyone, and at the same time, sometimes I just spend time with guys and ladies to coach them how to be assertive. So, for example, for automotive industry, it was really hard for the guys and ladies who joined from the IT companies to understand how to behave in the industry, which is completely different. It's hard to be there. It's not nice. You know, you have to be that kind of bold and assertive all the time. So I just coach my team members how to kind of improve that soft skills. And of course, I'm trying to help others and value all the guys who are hardworking.
Yeah, and I also had some kind of question towards cultural differences, because I think it's in our Russian DNA to be assertive, to be like more direct, and especially in the UK there is this culture of politeness and would you be so kind to blah blah blah. So in this case, actually, this trait of character helps you, I guess.
Yes, that's true. You're absolutely right. But I can say that some of the ladies from Russia can be gentle and soft. Yeah, and
so it depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person. But you're right. There is a cultural thing there. Yeah, and kind of being Russian helps me, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I guess like this language of like, please do that, not to do, you know, half of the sentence, just asking, saying please in the other words.
The thing is that it's complicated because when I just joined company, I spent kind of a couple of months with mostly Russian team, and then I joined the team which have zero Russians, and I observed kind of differences in communications and how they don't understand each other in those communication. And I just observe this level of not understanding. And I started to run kind of cultural workshops in order to show them the differences. And that, like, for example, do this doesn't mean like they're kings who are trying to
like this is an order.
It's just
right?
it's not. Yes, it's not rude. It's just the kind of how language works. And after those cultural workshops, it became better.
That's actually a very interesting point of yours, because last week we were talking with a girl who is in the USA working as a product manager, and she says, "Oh, I can't get to the customer. I can't get a customer interview because they think that I'm rude." Because of these Russian traits of being very direct. People in my team who are from the USA, everyone, I mean Americans, they are just afraid of me sometimes. And how you can play with that, I think that this is a very interesting angle. I mean, two angles. Nevertheless, we have another question. Which courses, English, Russian, can you advise to someone who wants to start a UX career? Okay, so this is like a continuation to that
yes,
to get course.
So in Russia, I would advise the I don't remember the exact right name of that, but British design high school,
higher school, high school of British design, something like that.
Something like that, yes, and higher school of economics.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the most kind of well polished courses. In English, I would say, yeah, that's right. I would say just try something in Coursera just for free, just to kind of understand what's going on. And after that, if you feel that you ready to go deeper, there are different universities. So I would say here it's better to build a strategy. If you want, for example, to move to a specific country and work there, then it's better to take courses in this specific country. If not, if you just want to go deeper, I would say take courses from Nielsen Norman Group. It's the company who was the first and leading company in the UX. So they started kind of 20 years ago, and yeah.
I think we'll ask for the links for that, because we are a bit of newcomers in the industry. So we will just link something in the YouTube video. So we have a shortage in time, but okay, Well, thank you for the abbreviation. Now we have like a little bit of time for our short questions, like or, and you need to change to choose one alternative or just answer quickly.
Okay.
You know, like
Okay.
kind of these questions. So first one is join a team or create your own team for you.
Create.
Okay. Go global or act local right now
Global.
for you. Okay. Step by step or J curve.
J curve.
Okay. Generalist or specialist.
Now I would say generalist
Well,
before
great.
specialist.
Yeah, well, times change, times change.
Yeah.
Open space or separate rooms, divided
Separate
rooms.
rooms. What 100%?
Yeah, well, that's actually, I think, the most disputable question because like 50-50, 50% of the speakers want open space and 50 wants to go to their other room. And also we want for you to share the last read book that probably you got a positive feedback on, or in general your recommendation on the book that you've read recently.
Interesting. So I'm reading at the same time kind of 10 books in parallel. So sometimes it's just hard to remember their names. The last was about kind of neurobiology. Maybe I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
I can
okay.
Share,
well, you will share it later.
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
about neuromarketing, that's the
Yeah,
thing of.
yeah, neurobiology. So how people react to stimuli, kind of social, psycho, and behavioral attitudes. So how we can kind of create stimuli in the way that we want people to behave in specific way.
Interesting, interesting. And also the last piece of news that was for you a remarkable one that you remember.
News. All right. So I've seen that one of the companies kind of created the concept of the car that is flying with wings.
Yeah.
Really, so car with wings. Probably someone seen this. It's really interesting.
This is new for users. Completely
Yeah.
new thing.
So yeah, if we can achieve that, it would be kind of really great. So
you would be a customer. You would buy such a car for
definitely, and maybe help to create this.
Well, that's also an option. That's also an interesting option. Yeah, and since you're in automotive industry, you're already in the industry, insider. Well, thank you very much. We don't have any time for the questions, and I don't see none in the chat. And well, who comes first serves first. Thank you a lot for joining us today and giving your opinion, your expert opinion. I think we got lots of insights, and we would be happy to share with other YouTube viewers and girls, especially because we are a part of the initiative for girls. Yes, she can. And have a great evening. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.